You have a great life. I'm just thinking just then. You travel the world writing about food, and then you travel the world interviewing mistresses.
It's not bad.
I mean,
It's
at the
not
moment,
bad.
there's every guy with his tongue hanging out thinking, I want this guy's life.
I paid my dues before I became a writer. I used to be a lawyer on Wall Street,
Yes.
and there I traveled the world proofreading, and I didn't meet any mistresses, and I didn't get much food.
So you're making up for lost time.
But I liked the world, and I said, how can I improve on this? And the only way you improve on it, I said, you have to be your own boss.
Did you have any doubts in those days?
Huge.
You thought?
I thought it was over. I was
So-
40 and I thought it was done.
So how did you handle that? I mean, because a lot of people don't handle it.
I decided that for my sake of my family, I was going to get up every day and put a smile on my face and just get into the city every day and do something. I took acting lessons. I took directing lessons. I had meetings. I had lunches. I knew none of it was going to work. I got the sense that I was banned. I was the guy whose show didn't work, and I just kept momentum. I think you got to keep momentum.
Well, it's good to be here.
Nice to see you,
Nice
young
to
man.
see you, young man. Yeah, I'm trying to get out of this bar. I've been here for 43 years.
Where are the great movies? They're not there. I mean, the Rockies and these people would talk about it and talk about it. There'd be queues a mile long. They're just not there.
It's a whole other separate interview. But if I can cut, I'll give you the Cliff's Notes answer. Certainly, the number of screens has made movies more available.
If you weren't a writer, what would you be?
If I wasn't a writer, I would probably still write. It's one of those things I can't turn off. So regardless of whether I'm getting paid for it or I have to pay somebody to do it, or it's part of me. But I also am attracted to music. I play the banjo, and I write songs for the banjo as well.
To be known as one of the best lawyers or the most prominent or most successful or most notable lawyers in the world, which you are, how do you become one of the great lawyers of the world?
If you pick a subject in which there's nobody else doing it, it makes it easier. There used to be a movie critic for the New York Times named Bosley Crowther who wrote a movie review about, I don't know if you remember, an actor named Lawrence Harvey.
Yes.
He wrote a review of a movie in which Lawrence Harvey was the actor, and he said, Lawrence Harvey, in my view, is the 7th greatest living American actor of Lithuanian extraction. So if you start in a small universe, it helps a lot.
From your first attempt at writing a book, your autobiography,
Yeah.
what was the stage in your life or stage in your career as an author, or sorry, as a lawyer, that made you want to become an author? Was there a trial, or was there a client that you said, I better do something else with my life, or I have all this great content or this great knowledge that I want to share and put together and make a great story?
It was more personal stuff going on than professional stuff. Somebody told me a story the other day that about Proust. This young guy asked him, he said, do you think I'd be able to write a novel? And Proust says, your life hasn't been chaotic enough to be able to write a novel. So there was some chaos in my life at that time, and I thought, I'm going to find 3 or 4 hours alone 3 or 4 times a week, and how do I do that? I'll write, and I had wanted to write too. So that's how it was sort of was born out of that chaotic time in my life. So.
What makes a great musician?
Feeling.
Rolling Stones, Mick Jagger, you got this great empathy with each other. And they say that you're Mick Jagger's secret weapon at times. You can't get any greater accolade than that, can you?
You know what? That's nice.
Great to see you.
Nice to see you again, Mike. Thanks.
30 years just went like that.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
You look so young.
You wake up one day, you know.
It's nice that you wake up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
30 years though. Music, entertainment. Did you ever think you'd get to this stage?
If you enjoy what you do, time flies by. And, there's never that doldrum. There was never that basic, I hate my job. I hate my boss. I hate getting up every day. Instead, sometimes your hours are longer. They're not 9 to 5 hours. The hours might be 9 till 4 in the morning, but you're inspired by what you're doing. You have your craziness, but you're inspired. So time goes by quickly.
So what have you discovered, though, about yourself that you didn't know? What have you seen about yourself?
I think I've grown later in life. When we feel we're going backwards, we're going forwards. I think I realize now that Taya before, or a few years ago, before these discoveries occurred or these transitions happened, was really quite naive and beautifully vulnerable and youthful and childlike. And I don't think I'll ever want to lose those qualities in myself. But what I've been woken up to, what I've awakened to in myself, is that I have an incredible amount of energy.
So from there to now, it's been a great ride for you, and just getting better and better. I mean, you're becoming almost the celebrity tattooist to the stars. Has that excited you?
Yes, it's so fabulous, mostly because they reach so many people. And if the way I see my work as service, as helping people, inspiring people, those artists, Angelina Jolie, Aaron Neville, Robbie Williams, any of them, Janine Garofalo, they do so much. Janine especially does, and Angelina does so much work as outreach and consciousness changing. To be a part of that, even in a small way and in a very intimate way, is tremendously exciting.
Tell us about Penelope Cruz.
I can't tell you.
No, you can.
It's a secret. No, I can't tell you.
Just whisper.
I did a tattoo on a family member of hers, and he was yes. He designed it himself. That's all I'll say. But
what's a yoga stance for gas? What do? Do you just like that?
Full boat pose. It's kind of like your body's in a V. Do you need to do that now?
No, I don't.
What you're talking about?
No, otherwise they would clear the set.
I don't see anybody in the room actually. So I think you've already done that.
You expleave. Sorry.
I do expleave.
Expleave. You expleave.
Excuse me while I rub my nose.
Excuse me, don't I lose my mind. I've lost it. Okay. Explore.
This is very typical of our interviews, Mike.
I'm starting to get sweaty and blushing now. I'm a professional. I am.
You are.
Okay. You explore fear in your books. Tell us about this.